If your history of trauma has complicated the relationships in your life, you are going to need some ninja boundaries. These are not just everyday boundaries. They are fierce but invisible boundaries that you can use with people who would otherwise be setting off your trauma reactions and who would flip out if they even knew that you were setting boundaries with them. Haha, right? You win, they win. And it lets you get out of social situations that used to be hard for you with all your lovely mental and emotional energy intact and working beautifully. Now, how many times have you lost 3 days of happiness and focus and energy because you paid a visit to your family of origin where that environment has never been easy for you? You might have felt like you had to tell them off or that you needed to cut contact. And believe me, there is a time and a place for those two reactions. But sometimes you don't want to make any big dramatic moves. You just want to stay connected and maybe spend a holiday with people. And you just want to get through it feeling okay about yourself and how you handled it. And maybe even enjoy yourself. Now, this isn't just about families. It's about anyone who is hard for you to be around or any situation where your trauma symptoms, the strong emotions, the body dysregulation that we can feel sometimes when we're around people who are difficult for us. Maybe it's an ex that you need to see and you share custody, or it's a lunch with people who haven't treated you very well at work, but you need to go, or you want to go to a neighborhood gathering or a high school reunion, or a chat with the parents of your kids' friends. All of those things have been stressful for me, I know. If it is hard, you take with you your ninja boundaries. So I call them that because it's almost like a martial art to duck out of the way of incoming hurt and not get tangled up in arguments or tension. You don't want to hurt the other person. You just want to do what needs to be done and you want to leave feeling good. So getting into conflicts when you're triggered, it always feels terrible. It's hardly ever worth it. So sometimes, yes, it can be avoided, true. But I'm going to help you think through how you get triggered and see why the best way to win in this situation is to fly above it. When you can do that, you actually create freedom for yourself to be in social situations that used to feel just like too much. You used to have to avoid them. You know, either you felt awful or you just didn't go. And neither of these options is always the best one. Your healing accelerates when you get good at ninja boundaries. When you use them, people can't really hurt you. And the key is they don't even know that anything's different. They don't notice. So here's how to do it. The first thing is, if you go to see people, own your decision and go only if you actually want to go. Take 100% responsibility for the decision and make it as positive as you can. If you don't want to go, don't go. The worst thing you can do is get into a situation where you go expecting other people to make it work for you and then they don't and you blame them. So 100% responsibility, go ahead and own it. Number 2, think through your plan about how you're going to do this. Think it through slowly. Don't think it impulsively. Don't cast yourself as the hero who can do anything when historically you've actually been really hurt and bothered by these encounters with people. So give yourself the time to anticipate the kind of stressful situations that are likely to happen and how you can prepare for them. Number 3, use your boundaries, but not as weapons. The people who have known us for a long time are often shocked when we actually say no to some of their expectations and when we take care of ourselves. Don't demand that other people change their behavior. This can be perceived as aggression, and it's likely to be met with more aggression. Your boundary can be to come or not come, or to have a plan B if things become uncomfortable. If you need to leave, you can do that, but do it with as much gentleness and non-judgment as possible. Next one, acknowledge to yourself the emotions that this brings up for you. Perhaps sadness, anger, disappointment, shame, feeling ignored. You can feel these things, but you don't have to discuss it. You don't have to talk about it during the visit, in any case, with the people who hurt you. If you have someone there who totally understands and supports you, you can reach out to them for check-ins. Okay? Also, limit your time in situations that stress you. Try limiting your contact to 30 minutes or 2 hours, or do whatever amount of time you like so that you have a way to step back and calm down if the need arises. You can avoid unnecessary conflicts. You can do this without anyone knowing you're doing it, and there's a time and a place to express yourself and set the record straight with people who have wronged you. But the time to do it is not a family holiday. It's not going to be nice for anybody, and it's especially not going to be nice for you. So set that aside. Remember that the party is for everyone. It's for them too. You may be feeling hurt and judged, but sometimes the best thing for that is to take your mind off what you feel and just think about who in the room might benefit from a kind word or a little acknowledgement. As someone who's suffered emotionally quite a lot and been stressed out in social situations or family situations, this is one of my super tools, is just to go ahead and take the focus off myself. Stop taking the temperature of how do I feel and focus on who in the room could use a little help. Next one, don't talk about controversial things. When people talk about politics or religion or money, or especially politics, you can just smile and nod and listen to and say just neutral things like, I see what you mean. Yeah, good point. Or yes, I've heard so many people say they feel that way too. If you remember nothing else, remember this. The situation where you're under stress and not feeling safe with people is not a good one to try to sort out or solve the problems of the country. Keep it in mind, your goal is to go in there, connect, make an appearance, be kind, get out. All right? Next one, take care of yourself. This is the secret to fending off depression and dysregulation, but it's also the secret to getting through a situation, especially if you're at a multi-day event and you know it's going to be hard, you know you're going to have emotions, you're going to feel ground down, or a lot of us, we sort of forget, we always think like this time will be different. But if it's been this way in the past, here are 4 things you can do to help take care of yourself. Get your sleep no matter what. Get fresh air and exercise every day, no matter what. Eat protein at every meal, no matter what, and drink lots of water, no matter what, even if you just ate a ton of carbs, which happens at holidays. That was actually number 3. The 4th one is use your daily practice twice a day to keep discharging fearful and resentful thoughts. If you haven't learned the daily practice yet, come on in. It's a free course. It's linked below this video and every video. I have a free tools page on my website. The link to that is right down there in the description section. And you can go there. I've got quizzes and I've got that free course, the daily practice. You can learn and try it in less than an hour. And it's a way to just, you can process your emotions in a totally safe way that doesn't create drama anywhere in your life or hurt anyone. I do it twice a day. I've done that for 28 years and it's helped me with every accomplishment that I can claim in my life. It's helped me to have less PTSD and more me, more Anna, just living my life. So it's a very positive thing. And if you take that free course, by the way, you'll be invited to free calls, Zoom calls that I offer twice a month with everybody who's taken the course. We use the techniques together and I take questions. So just a note, a lot of people don't have money for courses or therapy, so this is a free thing you can do. Okay, my last point, have a plan B. In case things go south at this interaction that you've lined up, or a holiday, some Thanksgiving or Christmas gathering, line up a place where you can stay if things get weird, or if they get ugly, or if they fall through. If you have a way to get to this place, your plan B accommodation, like having your own car, or having a ride-sharing app on your phone, or planning a route on public transpo, all the better. Look online for places and gatherings where you can go. Like you may not need an overnight place to stay, but you just need a place to decompress for an hour or two. Yeah, 12-step meetings. A lot of times during holidays, 12-step fellowships, they have marathon meetings you can go to and hang out, or you can just drop in. Even if you're not an alcoholic, that's the most common meeting that you'll find in cities. AA meetings, if they're open, anyone can come and you can just listen. Occasionally they'll invite you to say hello, you don't have to. But those are my tips, 10 of them, for when you have to go into a situation that's triggering or difficult for you or bound to bring up old PTSD stuff, and how to hold your ninja boundaries. The trick about them is nobody knows you're doing it. There's nothing for them to argue about. You're caring for their feelings even as you protect your tender heart. So if you love this topic and you happen to think you might just be the family scapegoat, that does make it harder. I've got a video about that right here, and I will see you very soon.